Okay, so we've got the base of a triangle exceeds the height by 8 yards. If the area is 234 square yards, find the length of the base and height of the triangle. So we got to find, I'm in tutor mode already here, so we got to think about first the base of the triangle exceeding the height by 8 yards. They said using x, label the height, and then if the base is 8 more, we say x plus 8. Okay, and then they kind of remind you, they say, fill those pieces of information in to the formula area equals 1/2 base times height. So we end up with the 1/2, it's in the arrangement here of height times base, but same thing. And that equals the surface area, 234. So they filled all that in, and with the 1/2 and all of this information, from here they just say, give us the answers. So again, tutor mode's a little bit unhelpful in this regard, but really kind of talking you through it, I can tell you that you end up with 1/2 multiplied with, let's see, we can start with the inside set of parentheses, and we'll end up with x squared plus 8x if we distribute the x into that. So we have 1/2 times parentheses x squared plus 8x close parentheses equals 234. If we multiply both sides by 2, we can actually get rid of that 1/2 fraction on the left-hand side. So the left-hand side will read x squared plus 8x. On the right-hand side, we'll have 234 times 2, which ends up being 468. If we subtract 468 from both sides, we'll end up with x squared plus 8x minus 468 equals 0. So the quest becomes finding a combination that's going to multiply to give us negative 468, but add up to 8 in the middle. Okay, so I'm going to try the little trick. We'll do some combinations, and I'll see what I get. So the little trick was to take the square root of 468, see what it's close to, because I feel like the middle number 8 is fairly small. So when I do that, I get 21 point something. So I tested some numbers right around 21. I went 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. It actually works because you divide it in and you get 18. So if I have a plus 26 and a minus 18, that would end up giving me x plus 26 and x minus 18 multiplied to give me 0. So my two solutions would be negative 26 and positive 18. Negative 26 isn't going to help me, so I'll have plus 18 for x, which is the height, and then 8 more than that would be the base, which would be the positive 26. So I got to take my x answer, add 8 to it, because that's what I have right there for the base value. And click submit. Okay. So we're working our way through these problems. Find two consecutive positive integers so that the sum of their squares is 365. So two consecutive positive integers. So think about the setup. If one integer is called n, the next integer, just regular consecutive, not even or odd or anything like that, would be just one more than that. So n plus 1. And when you start solving this out, you're going to have n squared plus, so we have the sum of squares, so we got n squared, and then when you have n plus 1 squared, you got to do that times itself, which remember is all the way done out like a FOIL. N squared plus n plus 1 equals 365. So you end up with 2n squared plus 2n plus 1 equals 365. So 2n squared plus 2n plus 1 equals 365. And we can subtract 365 from both sides. And that's going to give us 2n squared plus 2n minus 364 equals 0. So we can actually shrink this one down a little bit, because I can pull out a greatest common factor of 2, and I'd end up with n squared plus n, take away 182, it looks like. And then I could divide the 2 away, and I would just have to work with the n squared plus n minus 162. So this is definitely another example where 182 is a pretty big number. I'm trying to get two numbers that multiply to give me negative 182 and add up to 1. So this little trick of taking the square root of 182 and seeing what we get is going to get us pretty close to what we want. So that's 13 something. So if I say 182 divided by 14, I get 13 as a result. Makes perfect sense that that would factor as n plus 14 times n minus 13. Alright, so with the solutions that we'll get, we're going to get from that either negative 14 or positive 13, and we're looking for two consecutive positive integers. So we're going to take the 13 and one more than that, the 14. And that should be it. Okay, so we get kind of a good collection of problems that we've worked our way through. This one talks about area of a rectangle. I'm going to kind of skip ahead and see if there's anything different than what I've done thus far. Rectangle, done something like that. Theater, you can see 315 people. This is still kind of a rectangle where you have rows and then number of seats in each row. We've worked something out similar to that. So I think we've tackled most of the types of problems that you'll see. Let me know if you have any questions on this section. The problems that you do out are, there's a little variation, so it may give you a little bit of trouble with the problem, the solving part, but I think the setup should be clear at this point if you've watched all the videos and could match, what you're doing to certain problems that I've done to get the pattern down. But still, let me know if you have any questions.